Hi, everybody. This is John Fanta with Fox Sports and the Big East Digital Network.
Hi, this is Brad Sham, voice of the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm Nicole Auerbach.
Kevin Kugler of Westwood One.
Hi, everybody. It's Pete Pranica of the Memphis Grizzlies and Fox Sports Southeast.
Hi, this is Chuck Swirsky with the Chicago Bulls, our flagship station, 670 The Score.
This is Kyle Peterson with ESPN.
This is Tom Hart at ESPN and the SEC Network. Thanks for tuning in to the Washington Sports Digital Network.
As cruel and grumpy as Mother Nature was 2 weeks ago, she is equally as pleasant today. 2 weeks ago, this field, actually just about 3 or 4 days ago, this field at Rab Rogers Field was covered with ice. It had been for about 10 days, and here we are on Friday, February 6th, as we are in the middle of an absolutely gorgeous day in southwest Arkansas, 72 degrees. And not a cloud in sight. It is season and home opening day for the 2026 Ouachita Tiger baseball team, as the Tigers are hosting the Fort Hays State University Tigers. Fort Hays State started last week 2-1. They were supposed to come down to Arkansas for 2 weeks in a row. Supposed to be last week. They're supposed to play in the Mike Dugan Invitational in Hot Springs. It was too cold and snowy in Arkansas, so they had to go to Colorado Springs to play the University of Colorado in Colorado Springs. So there's a little backwards for you. It's too cold and snowy in Arkansas, so let's head to Colorado and play. The Tigers won 2 out of 3 games against Colorado Springs, and they had an offensive explosion. 19 hits in the opening game of the series. They won the series 2-1. The story of the weekend was Derek Woolwine. Derek Woolwine, 10 for 12 last weekend, .833 batting average in those 3 games. He was an NCBWA Division II National Hitter of the Week. Obviously, he was the MIAA Hitter of the Week as well. And Fort Hays State had no problem getting the bats going in the first weekend of the season. The Ouachita Tigers are having their season opener here at Rab Rogers Field. I mentioned the field. I think we've got some clips of what this field looked like just a few days ago. Coach Howard and the baseball team spent hours and hours trying to get the snow and ice off the field. And then they sent some video from their system when they were able to get the snow off of the infield. They finally got to have a practice. But it was just a live hitting practice with infield, because if you hit it in the outfield, you're not going to go get it. You see the snow, they pulled the tarp. Infield was empty and green. They put the tarp over right field to let the heat kind of melt that ice. Then they had to do that over center field and left field, and Coach Howard said that if someone hit the ball in the outfield, someone was tasked with sliding out there and going and get it on the ice. But they were not able to get a lot of practice in. In fact, 2 or 3 days ago, didn't even know if we're going to be able to play here at Rab Rogers Field. They had a contingency plan. But I know Coach Howard and the guys are absolutely thrilled to be able to open the 2026 season a week late, but on an absolutely gorgeous day here in southwest Arkansas. We're about ready for the starting lineups. They're also going to recognize the Ouachita Baptist facilities and maintenance staff who helped so much around campus in recovering. At some point today, we will kind of tell you about and show you what some of the remnants of the weather. As we look out over the right field wall to Elrod Boulevard and entrance to campus, there's still ice and snow sitting on the hillside. Campus had ice on it until yesterday. For those of you who are not from Arkansas, it was about, we're not used to this, but it was about 10 or 11 days with temperatures below freezing. So the sleet and snow that fell stayed for a long time. My backyard at home still has a spot where there's 4 inches of ice sitting on it. It just doesn't get any sun. Now, it's not going to survive as the temperature is 73 like it is today, but regardless, it was quite an experience. Take a look at the Ouachita Tigers. They're coming off of a 24-25 campaign. They were picked 6th in the GAC preseason poll. They are led by senior pitcher Chase Oberly, who is a preseason second-team All-America selection. This is an offense that's having to replace a lot. On the statistics, they have 11 categories listed, and 10 of those 11 categories the Tigers are having to replace their top 2 producers. And in all 10 of those categories, Garrett Graham is the next leader. Garrett Graham was 3rd on the team in at-bats and hits last year, and doubles and home runs. Actually had the tie for the team lead in home runs. Graham is a 6', 200-pound senior from Abilene, Texas. Ouachita head coach Luke Howard and Fort Hays head coach Justin Weichert are exchanging lineup cards at home plate. Let's go ahead and take a look at the starting lineup. First for Fort Hays State University. As we mentioned, 2-1 to start the season. 2-1 last week at University of Colorado, Colorado Springs. The Tigers will open up the home portion of their season next week. Playing today here at Ouachita. Tomorrow they'll play 2 games, 10 o'clock in the morning across the street at Henderson State University against Harding. Tomorrow evening at 5 o'clock against Henderson State. Then one more game Sunday morning against Harding at 10 a.m. across the street. And literally across the street, if you're not familiar with Ouachita and Henderson, they are directly across the street from each other. A 2-lane highway separates universities. Ouachita has this game. Tomorrow they'll play at 1 o'clock against University of Arkansas Fort Smith. And Sunday will be a doubleheader starting at noon. 2 7-inning games starting at noon here at Rab Rogers Field. Starting lineups for Fort Hays State. Batting first and playing right field, batting first and playing right field, Antonio Avila. Batting second and playing third base, Eric Ordonez. Batting third and playing second base is Tony Moore. In the cleanup position and batting cleanup and playing first base, Derek Ullwine, who mentioned him earlier. He is the reigning National Collegiate Baseball Writers Association Division II hitter of the week. 833 average last week, 10 of 12 from the plate, 10 hits and 12 at-bats. 857 on base percentage, 1.917 slugging percentage, has an OPS of almost 3, unheard of. It's about as good as an opening weekend as you can have, or any weekend really. Batting fifth and playing shortstop is Cooper Howell. Batting sixth and playing left field is Dylan Salcedo. Batting seventh and serving as the designated hitter for the Tigers today, Garrettson Cook. Batting eighth and catching is Justin Lipka. And batting ninth and playing center field is Tyson Jimenez. Starting pitcher for Fort Hays State today is junior lefty Brandon Chavez. 1-0, 5 innings pitched, struck out 6 in his outing last weekend to open the season. So we take a look at the starting lineups for the Ouachita Tigers. Again, season opener. Octavio Mendeville is a junior second baseman. Batting second and playing first base is David Bull. And we're going to turn it over to Brian Ramsey so we can honor the facilities and maintenance crew.
The vital contributions to our campus, and specifically here at Rab Rogers Field, and getting the field ready to play today. Throwing today's ceremonial first pitch is Facilities Maintenance Director Jonathan Hughes.
Jonathan Hughes, he's got a lot of pressure. This is a tight-knit group in facilities and maintenance. And if he does not throw a good strike, he will definitely hear about it, even though he's the boss. But can't tell you, campus was closed all week last week. But these guys were up here when they could get to campus. And when they could get to campus, they were up here trying to clear. Our police chief, Scott Clark, was out here, Saturday. Some faculty were helping, and with a pickaxe. The ice was so thick. So Jonathan Hughes steps up on the mound. Whoa, that was a strike. Attaboy.
Once again, we say thank you.
He was not going to let his crew be able to give him a hard time. Jonathan is head of our facilities maintenance group, and he did an outstanding job trying to get campus cleared when they were able to get it after the snow and ice stopped, and they were able to get to campus. Gave you the Fort Hays State lineup. Let's continue with Ouachita batting first and playing second base, Octavio Mendeville. Batting second and playing first base, David Bull, a junior. Batting third and playing third base, senior Garrett Graham. Batting cleanup, the junior designated hitter, Kendall Cassidy. Joseph Bolin will bat fifth and catch, one of two seniors in this Ouachita lineup. Batting sixth and playing left field, Connor Hill, the only one of two sophomores in the lineup. Batting seventh and playing shortstop, Reese McWilliams, a graduate student. Batting eighth and playing center field, sophomore Cade Bowman. And batting ninth and playing right field, the only freshman in the Ouachita lineup, Ashton Ibarra. Starting pitcher for Ouachita, Chase Oberly. Graduate right-handed pitcher, two-time All-GAC selection. Division II baseball preseason second-team All-American coming in, that was released a few weeks ago. 97 strikeouts in 2025. He led the GAC in his his strikeout to walk ratio. And Oberly gets the start for the Tigers. As we mentioned, Fort Hays State comes into the game 2-1. They were the only one of these four teams in 10, the only one of the four teams to play that they will face. Ouachita, Henderson, and Harding all got snowed out last week. We mentioned Derek Woolwine. Woolwine is a 5'10", 200-pound senior from Boulder, Colorado. Last week, 833, 10 of 12, 4 doubles, 3 home runs, 7 runs, and 10 RBI in his first 3 games. He was 10 of 12 on the weekend. Fort Hays State was picked 6th in the MIAA preseason poll. They had 30 wins last year. The first time they had 32 wins last year. First time they had 30 wins since the 2008 season. Fort Hays State was 32-16 last year, 26-10 in the MIAA. Ouachita was 24-25 last year. And we are ready for the national anthem. We'll turn it over to the national anthem. Then we will have the first pitch of the 2026 season for the Tigers.
Fans, at this time, we invite you to please rise if you are able as we honor America and those who serve it with the playing of our national anthem.
That concludes the pregame festivities on the Domino's game preview. We are about ready for first pitch. Again, the defensive alignment for the Tigers, left to right. Garrett Graham at left to right in the infield. Garrett Graham at third base. Reese McWilliams at second base. Octavio Mendeville at second. David Bull at first. Left to right around the outfield for Ouachita, Connor Hill, the sophomore in the left field. Sophomore Cade Bowman in center field, and freshman Ashton Ibarra in right field. The battery is right-handed pitcher Chase Oberly and senior catcher Joseph Bolin. Again, the lineup for Fort Hays State: Antonio Avila, Eric Ordonez, Tony Moore, Derek Woolwine, Cooper Howell, Dylan Salcido, Garrettson Cook, Justin Lipka, and Tyson Jimenez. So Avila, Ordonez, Moore, Woolwine, Howell, Salcido, Cook, Lipka, Jimenez. That's the lineup for the Fort Hays State Tigers. And we are ready for first pitch on an absolutely gorgeous day at Rab Rogers Field in Arkadelphia, Arkansas, on the campus of Ouachita Baptist University. We are thrilled that you are with us, and we are thrilled that it is baseball season. It's a busy weekend on campus at Ouachita Baptist University. Baseball here, first pitch here in just a minute or two this evening. Ouachita Swimming and Diving will host its annual senior night meet against Henderson State. Tomorrow, baseball here at 1 o'clock. The Ouachita basketball teams will be hosting Northwestern Oklahoma State at 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock. And then Sunday, the finale of this first weekend of baseball here at Rab Rogers Field, as Ouachita will host Missouri Southern for 2 games here at Rab Rogers Field beginning at noon. All of those broadcasts can be heard for free here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. This is the Student Sports Media Program at Ouachita. I'm Chris Babb, faculty advisor, sitting on the mic today. Chase Hartzell will be on the mic tomorrow. And we'll go to the pen on Sunday, and we'll have it TBA. We are ready for action. First pitch comes at 2:01, 78 degrees, and Chase Oberly delivers a fastball high and away for ball 1, and we are underway from Rab Rogers Field. The 1-0 pitch is popped up and out of play. Antonio Avila, 6'2", 195-pound senior from Rio Rancho, New Mexico. Played high school at Visu Cleveland High School and transferred to Fort Hays State from Nevada. Batted .467 last weekend in the opening weekend. The 1-1 pitch is a fastball taken down the middle for strike 2. 7 hits, 2 doubles last week for Avila. He gets the start in right field for Fort Hays State. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Breaking ball gets Avila swinging. Joseph Boland picks it up, makes the tag for the putout, and Chase Oberly has his first strikeout of the 2026 season. Had 97 of those last year, and he has 1 in the books so far. First batter he sees. So 1 out. Eric Ordonez, the third baseman, bats second. Ordonez bats .333 last weekend opening the season. Ordonez is a 5'8", 175-pound senior from Tijuana, Mexico. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Transfer from Nichols State in Louisiana. Oberly quickly ahead, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch, nice fastball on the outside part. Tried to get him swinging. Nice take by Ordonez. This is a Fort Hays State team that batted .390 as a team last weekend. The 1-2 pitch, swing, got a little bit of it. Bowen held on to it, and Chase Oberly has started the first inning about as nicely as you can. 2 strikeouts. It brings up Tony Moore. Moore is 6 foot, 200-pound sophomore from Hoisington, Kansas. Takes the first pitch for strike 3. 300 batting average after the first weekend, .462 on base percentage. The 0-1 pitch taken for a fastball for a called strike 2. Oberly painted the corner there, and he is ahead in the count, 0-2 for the third straight batter to start the top of the first inning. Ground ball, foul ball off of the right leg of Tony Moore. You look at the batting average after week 1 for Fort Hays State. 4 players batted over 455. You have 833, 467, 455, and then Garrettson Cook was 600 batting average last weekend. He was 3 for 5, or 3 hits and 5 at bats. The 0-2 pitch, fouled out of play, and Moore lives to see another pitch. 4 lefties in this Fort Hays State lineup. The first Woolwine is on deck. The 0-2 pitch, that's a ground ball. Nice scoop by Bull. Pitcher fielding practice pays off in the first inning of the first game, and Chase Oberly gets the third out on the 3-1 putout to wrap it up in the top of the first. Good start for the Ouachita Tigers defensively. They'll try to come to bat after the top of the first. Fort Hays State 0, Ouachita coming to bat. And we'll be back after this timeout on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
I'm Attorney Taylor King. For years, you've heard us say we'll be on your side, by your side.
I'm Attorney Austin King. At Taylor King Law, we stand by that promise.
And I'm Attorney Maggie King Davis. I'm proud to be a part of a team of dedicated professionals who are prepared
to be on your side and by your side when you need us most.
If you've been injured, contact the Taylor King Law Firm.
And we, and more, will be on your side, by your side.
I'm Rex Horn, the Interim Executive Director of the Arkansas Baptist State Convention, and today I'm joined by my friend Dylan, who's an attorney with the Arkansas Baptist Foundation with an important word for you.
The foundation is here to help you support your Ouachita Tigers. If you'd like to create an estate plan that supports Ouachita and its mission or learn about other giving opportunities, please contact us using the information below.
Rab Rogers Field for the bottom of the first inning as the Ouachita Tigers take to the plate for the first time in the 2026 season. It'll be Octavio Mendeville, David Bull, and Garrett Graham leading off the first for Ouachita. On the mound for Fort Hays State is Brandon Chavez, a junior lefty. Got the win last week in his first appearance of the season. Pitched 5 innings, has up 4 hits, 3 runs, all earned. Walked 5 and struck out 6. He faces Octavio Mendeville. Mendeville, the 6-foot, 195-pound junior from San Diego, California, transferred from Eastern Arizona. Second year in the program, only played in 9 games last year. But those 9 were fantastic. He batted .364 in those 9, and then he suffered a broken hand, and that sidelined him the rest of the season. He bats leadoff for Ouachita, and the first pitch from Chavez is a fastball in the inside corner. 0-2 now as Octavio Mendeville offers at the second pitch, also a fastball outside. So Chavez is ahead in the count quickly, 0-2. Mendeville swung and missed. He didn't realize that the catcher for Fort Hays State, Lipka, dropped it. He tags him out. So Mendeville is retired on the strikeout put out by the catcher. David Bull to the plate for Ouachita, the 6'4", 215-pound junior transfer from Gilbert, Arizona. Swings at the first pitch he sees and fouls it back to the backstop. Bull batting second and playing first base for head coach Luke Howard. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2, and Chavez picking up where he left off last week. Recorded 6 strikeouts last weekend. Trying to record his second already here today in the bottom of the first. The 0-2 pitch, nice take by Bull. The 1-2 pitch is fouled back to the screen. Mentioned head coach Luke Howard. He's assisted by pitching coach Dave Brown. Bo Burson, who's in the third base coaching box tonight, and assistant coach Talon Heine, former Tiger. He is the first base coach today for the Tigers. The 1-2 pitch, high fly ball into medium right center field. It was either the right fielder or the center fielder who could have had that, and it was Jimenez who took that one. So Bull is retired on the F8 for the second out of the inning. And we go to the third batter in the Ouachita lineup, Garrett Graham. Graham is 6 foot, 200-pound senior from Abilene, Texas. Second year in the program from Paris Junior College. Graham is the offensive returning leader in most categories. Hits with 46, doubles with 8, home runs with 8, 46 RBI. He leads all returning players for Ouachita in all those offensive categories, and he's swings and misses to even up the count at 1-1. A 1-1 pitch misses, and the first time Chavez has gotten behind in the count. Two-one pitch. They were shading him to opposite field just a little bit, and that was a nice retreat by Jimenez as a line drive nicely hit by Garrett Graham, but a nice track down by Jimenez for his second put out of the inning, and that will retire the side for the Tigers. So no runs, no hits, no errors. That was the line score for both teams in the first, and we'll be back with the second inning of play from Rab Rogers Field after this timeout on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
I'm Rex Horn, the Interim Executive Director of the Arkansas Baptist State Convention, and today I'm joined by my friend Dylan, who's an attorney with the Arkansas Baptist Foundation with an important word for you.
The foundation is here to help you support your Ouachita Tigers. If you'd like to create an estate plan that supports Ouachita and its mission or learn about other giving opportunities, please contact us using the information below.
Whether you realize it or not, you see the work of Bats and Signs all around Arkadelphia. When you see the Badger equipment trailer on the way to a Badger game, Bats and Signs did that. When you're watching the Badgers, Tigers, or Reddies and see the signage that just really makes their facilities pop, Bats and Signs did that too. You see the signage in downtown Arkadelphia, on the campuses of Ouachita and Henderson, or the sign in your neighbor's yard supporting a candidate or their favorite Badger? Yep, Bats and Sign did that too. Longtime residents and supporters of all things Arkadelphia called Mark, Jared, Chris, or Ryan at Bats and Signs today to see what they can do for you.
As we head to the second inning of play, it will be Fort Hays State bringing Derek Woolwine, Cooper Howe, and Dylan Salcido to the plate against Chase Oberly, who struck out 2 in the first inning and got a ground out to first base from Tony Moore. So Woolwine comes to the plate. Talk about hot. We mentioned it at the outset. Woolwine, 10 of 12 last week, .833 batting average, MIAA Offensive Player of the Week, and the NCBWA Division II Offensive Player of the Week.
Whether you realize it or not, you see the work.
He steps in from the left side, the first lefty that Chase Oberly has seen. 0-1 pitch, couldn't lay off of it. A lazy swing at that one in the dirt. And Oberly is ahead in the count 0-2. Woolwine asks for time. Steps back in. Reset the pitch clock after that one. The 0-2 pitch. Catches Woolwine on the, I said the knob. Thought it was I heard the sound, thought it was off of that elbow guard on the right arm, but they're going to ask for help. Fort Hays State coach, third base box, is going to ask for help. Umpire says hit the bat. First base coach seems to agree, and we are back to 0-2 from Oberly to Woolwine. Ground ball, foul ball, out of play down the first base line. Woolwine stays alive. As we mentioned, beautiful day. Mid-70s, not a cloud in the sky. Light breeze. 0-2 is misses low and inside for ball one. Rab Rogers Field on the campus of Ouachita. 330 down the right field line, 370 to right center, 400 to deep center, 370 in the left center field alley, and 330 down the left field line. The 1-2 pitch is a ground ball to Bull. It was a breaking ball that stayed up a little bit. Woolwine pulled it. Nice job of staying down on it by Bull at first base, and Woolwine is retired for the first out of the inning. Cooper Howell, the shortstop, steps in now. Howell, a 5'10", 185-pound senior from Death Perez, Missouri, DeSmet High School and St. Louis Community College. Scored 4 runs last week. Swing and a miss on the second pitch to even the count for Oberle. One high for ball 2. Would like to thank the students of OSDN for their help this afternoon, this evening, all weekend, last night. The 2-1 pitch, just out of the zone upstairs, and the count is 3-1, and Cooper Howell is trying to be the first base runner of the game for either team. Swing and a miss on the 3-1 pitch, and the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes from Chase Oberle to Cooper Howell. Oberle battles back from being down in the count 3-1 to get Howell swinging and missing twice for the second out. So 2 up, 2 down in the second. Dylan Salcido comes to the plate now, batting at .455, was 5 of 11 last week in the weekend opener. David Bull needs to tie his shoe. He calls time. Was doing the research on Fort Hays State, looked at their schedule, 2-1. I was like, where'd they play? As we mentioned, if you were with us earlier, they were supposed to come down and play in Hot Springs 30 minutes from here, but it was too cold and snowy and icy, so they went to Colorado. Makes sense. Fly ball into left field. That is medium distance. The catch is made in left field. The wind got a little bit and the sun. It's a high sky today, and Ouachita left fielder Connor Hill was looking right into it, had it measured, and then he had to adjust at the last minute, and he made the catch before he hit the ground, and the ball did too. So F7 for the putout on the third out of the inning, and Chase Oberle is unscathed through 2. We go to the bottom of the second inning. No score from Rab Rogers Field. We'll be back after this.
At Berry & Turnage, we specialize in bringing the law to your corner. We are dedicated to understanding what results you want and to helping you understand what actions we can take on your behalf. With over 30 years of experience and a proven track record of success, Berry & Turnage is here to lead you down a path to the results you need. We will work with you every step of the way to make sure that you understand the choices you are making and feel empowered to make them. Berry & Turnage. Serious injuries require serious attorneys.
At Capital Technology Group, we make your technology our priority. Our team of experts can become your outsourced IT department, solving problems even before you know about them. We provide and maintain everything from servers and network infrastructure to printers and digital copiers. As a family business with over 80 years of history in Little Rock, you can trust Capital Technology Group to be your business technology partner. If you're ready to get your IT in order, visit captg.com and sign up for a free consultation.
Back to Rab Rogers Field for the bottom of the second inning. No score yet. No base runners yet for either team, as Chase Oberle has had 2 unscathed innings. Chavez for Fort Hays State. I combined Fort Hays and Fort Smith. Chavez was perfect in the first inning, struck out Mendeville, and then 2 flyouts to center field. Kendall Cassidy leads things off for the Tigers in the second inning. Cassidy, the 5'8", 205-pound junior from Burleson, Texas. Cassidy batted .292 and 65 at-bats last year. The 0-1 pitch is a foul ball. Believe that will get out of play. No, it's going to stay in play, drift back towards the field of play, and that is a fantastic catch on the warning track right by the brick wall by Ordonez. So Cassidy flies out to the third baseman Ordonez for the first out of the inning. I thought that was going to be out of play just on based on how many games we've seen here and the trajectory initially, and then it kind of held up in the wind in the sky, and Ordonez did a nice job of finding the wall on the track and making the catch. Joseph Bolin steps in for Ouachita. Bolin, one of 2 seniors in this lineup. Reese McWilliams is a graduate student, so 3 seniors or graduate students there. Bolin, they're going to appeal down the 1-0 pitch. They say did not go. Bolin, a senior from El Dorado, Arkansas, got the start at catcher today. Played in 46 games last year, started 43 of those. Most of those, I think they were the early season. He started in outfield, and then after Mendeville was hurt, Mendeville started at catcher last year. Bolin came behind the plate. He gets the start behind the plate this year and takes the 2-0 pitch right down the middle for strike 1. The 2-1 pitch fouled out of play, and the count is even at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. The lefty Chavez looks in. The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Will have to throw down to first base for the second out of the inning. And Bolin is retired on the strikeout and put out from 2-3. That will bring to the plate Connor Hill, the sophomore left fielder who ended the top half of the second with a nice catch. Hill, a sophomore from Rowlett, Texas, 6'2", 195. Lefty on lefty matchup. One of 3 lefties in this Ouachita lineup. Wind has picked up a little bit, blowing across from right field to left field. The 0-1 pitch misses outside for ball 1. Lipka has had a couple of them bounce out of his glove. That one bounced out and changed balls and was retrieved by the Ouachita dugout. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here, bottom of the second. The 1-1 pitch, breaking ball, fooled him, swing and a miss, strike 2. So Chavez trying to duplicate the outing of, or stay on pace with Oberle, and escaped the second inning unscathed as well. The 1-2, breaking ball started over the middle, broke outside. A nice hold up that time by Connor Hill. Hill played in 17 games last year, started in 6. Stands in the back of the box. 2-2 pitch, misses just outside for ball 3. The middle infield and center fielders for Fort Hays made their initial jog towards the dugout, thinking that was strike 3. It was close. Full count. Three-two pitch, swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Said that Lipka caught the ball, so no need for a throw down to first base. So the Tigers go 1-2-3 in the second. Both Tigers did that, in fact. And we are headed to the top of the third inning. No score. Chase Oberle back on the mound when we come back to Rab Rogers Field after this timeout.
At Capital Technology Group, we make your technology our priority. Our team of experts can become your outsourced IT department, solving problems even before you know about them. We provide and maintain everything from servers and network infrastructure to printers and digital copiers. As a family business with over 80 years of history in Little Rock, you can trust Capital Technology Group to be your business technology partner. If you're ready to get your IT in order, visit captg.com and sign up for a free consultation.
We're back at Rab Rogers Field, Ouachita Baseball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law. Chris Babb here with you on OSDN, our Student Sports Media Production Program. Would like to thank the students who are helping us out today. Nate Hollis, Josiah Wooten, Cameron Boyd, Gavin Wallace helping here and up the hill as he gets ready for the Ouachita versus Henderson swim match that will broadcast tonight on OSDN here on our OSDN channel. And about 15 students working the basketball doubleheader last night. People working baseball and basketball tomorrow. Back to baseball on Sunday. First hit of the game comes on the second pitch of the third inning from Garrettson Cook. Cook with a single to center field to get things going. Batting, it's the 7, 8, 9 hitters in the top of the third inning. Cook, the DH in the lineup, batting .600 last weekend. 3 hits in 5 at-bats. Cook, a freshman from Bolivar, Missouri, home of Southwest Baptist University, who was supposed to come here last weekend. Lipka, the catcher, squares around to bunt and pulls back for ball 1. First base runner of the day comes in the form of Garrettson Cook as he leads off the third inning. Lipka squares again, gets the bunt down. Oberly with a nice field. So a sack bunt. 1-3 put out. Lipka does his job, gets Cook to second base, and it's the 9-hole hitter, Tyson Jimenez. 5'7", 170-pound outfielder from Ellis, Kansas, a junior. Infield plays him to pull pretty much straight away in the outfield. Oberly gets a first pitch breaking ball across in the zone for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch from Oberly, swing and a miss over the top of that one. And Oberly quickly ahead in the count, 0-2. Not holding Cook on at second. The 0-2 pitch. Shallow fly ball. Second baseman and right fielder converge on it, and Octavio Mendeval dropped the ball, and runners at first and second. So Jimenez reaches on the E4. We go to the top of the order. Antonio Avila bats with runners on first and second and 1 out. Nice job by Bolin initially, but I don't think Cook had a good read on that one, as that ball probably hard to see get directly behind Bolin. Cook was not able to advance. Probably didn't want to risk a throw out at third with a runner in scoring position, and kind of a little first hint of momentum that either team has had so far from the plate. The 1-0 pitch is high upstairs and inside, high and tight for ball 2. Mendeville and Ibarra were both there. Mendeville called him off and couldn't make the catch. The wind is blowing out now. Swing and a miss on the 2-0 pitch, so Oberle gets a swinging strike from Avila. The 2-1 pitch popped up. Looks like it will stay in play. It will. Garrett Graham almost back in fair territory, but it was ruled a foul ball, but the catch was made by Graham. And Avila is retired on the foul out to Graham for the second out of the inning. Eric Ordonez, the third baseman, struck out in the first inning. Ordonez got 5 hits and 15 at-bats last weekend in the opening weekend. Takes a breaking ball. It catches the inside part of the plate for strike one. Just misses on the 0-1 breaking ball. One the count. Cook at second. The 1-1 pitch, breaking ball upstairs for ball two. The 2-1 breaks into the zone for strike two, and big pitch for Oberle to get it back even. One pitch from getting out of the jam, the first jam he's seen this season, and Fort Hays State is one well-placed base hit from getting its first score of the game. The 2-2 pitch, ring him up, strike three. Chase Oberle gets a fastball over the outside corner, and the side is retired. So Oberle gives up no runs on one hit. There was one Ouachita error and 2 runners left on base. Ordonez strikes out for the second time today, and we head to the bottom of the third. No score on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
I've heard people say Ouachita.
Ouachita.
Achita.
Ouachita.
Is it pronounced Ouachita?
Searching for Ouachita Baptist University.
Back in Texas, everybody pronounces it Wichita, but really, it's Ouachita.
Ouachita.
Washita.
How would you pronounce it?
Washita.
Washita.
It's Ouachita Baptist University. Get it right.
It's Washita, people. It's Washita.
Washita. Owned by OBU alumni, Java Primo is the official coffee house of Ouachita Tiger football. At Java Primo, amazing coffee is just the beginning. Try our great options at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and don't forget about our amazing desserts. Also, shop Java Primo's gift selection 24/7 online at javaprimo.com.
Go Tigers! Go Tigers!
Go to the bottom of the third inning. Reese McWilliams will lead things off for the Tigers. Swing and a miss at the first pitch he sees from Chavez. The Fort Hays State Tigers got the first base runners of the game in the top of the third. Chase Oberle was able to get out of the jam. The 0-1 pitch. Inside corner for strike two, and again pops out of the glove. So it's a Ouachita team that fought the weather, but they've also had several teammates fighting the flu bug. 2 days ago, there were at least 9 members of the team that were having to miss because of the flu. The 0-2 pitch fouled off of the helmet of Lipka. Talked to Coach Luke Howard. He said he had a group text of everybody who was sick, and as they recovered, he removed them out of the group, and then just that quickly he was having to add another one. one of the baseball players in class. Got an email from him this morning, said, sorry, I'm not going to be there. Got a note from the doctor that I have the flu. And I was going to ask Coach Howard if that was number 10 or someone had been taken off the list and it was back up to 9. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss at a fastball, a high fastball. And Reese McWilliams goes down swinging for the first out of the third inning. 4 strikeouts in 7 batters for Chavez. He struck out 6 last week, pitched 5 innings, got the win against University of Colorado at Colorado Springs. Chavez, a 6'2", 200-pound junior from Laramie, Wyoming. The 1-0 pitch is low and outside for ball 2. Chavez wants a different ball. We mentioned the weather today. Earlier in the broadcast, we showed you some videos from practice earlier this week. Probably try to play those again maybe before we go into this and not take a break. Swing and a miss on the 2-0 pitch from Cade Bowman, a sophomore from Little Rock, getting started in center field today. Graduate of Little Rock Christian, 5'8", 170-pound sophomore. The 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss for strike 2. Tigers not able to solve Chavez here in the first 2 and the third innings. Chavez ready to go. Bowman steps in just in the nick of time on the clock. 2-2 pitch, misses for ball 3, and the count is full. The 3-2 base hit right back up the middle, and Cade Bowman gets the first Ouachita hit of the game on a ground ball right back up the box into center field for the sophomore from Little Rock. We go to the 9-hole hitter in the Ouachita lineup. The only freshman in the lineup for Ouachita, Ashton Ibarra. 6'1", 185-pound freshman from Southlake, Texas, went to Southlake Carroll. He was a Dragon in high school. Big swing and miss at the first pitch he sees from Chavez. First collegiate at bat at home. Big deep breath as he steps back in the box. You know he's got to be excited. Squares around a bunt and pops it up. Chavez comes off the mound. He just got the barrel under that one, did Ibarra. Can't advance the runner. We go back to the top of the order. Octavio Mendeville struck out in the first inning. He bats with 2 outs and 1 on here in the third. Mendeville was in the starting lineup last year in the first 3 weeks of the season before he suffered a broken hand. Had a really good start to that season. We mentioned in his first at bat. Batted .364, had 8 hits in 22 at bats. The 1-0 pitch misses low and inside. Chavez wanted it, didn't get the call. Mendeville dodged out of the way, but that pitch fooled him, caught the inside corner for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here. The 2-1 pitch doesn't quite get there. Nice block by Lipka. The outfield is shading Mendeville to go the opposite way. Center fielder Jimenez just to the right field side of straightaway center field. The 3-1 pitch coming to Mendeville. Upstairs for ball 2, gets away from Lipka again. And ball 4 will put runners on first and second with 2 outs. Bowman has some speed. Mendeville reaches base for the first time. We go to David Bull, batting second, getting started first base. In his first game as a Tiger, first year in the program, junior from Gilbert, Arizona. So the two pitchers have kind of mirrored each other. Got through the first 2 innings as easy as they could, and then both give up 2 or allow 2 base runners in the 3rd inning. Oberle was able to get out of his mini jam. Chavez trying to do the same. High fly ball into right center field, but it's going to hang up enough for Avila to drift over and make the catch. So Chavez gets out of the jam this time and keeps the Tigers of Ouachita off the board. We're through 3, no score, and we'll be back for the 4th inning after this timeout on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
I'm Rex Horn, the Interim Executive Director of the Arkansas Baptist State Convention, and today I'm joined by my friend Dylan, who's an attorney with the Arkansas Baptist Foundation with an important word for you.
The foundation is here to help you support your Ouachita Tigers. If you'd like to create an estate plan that supports Ouachita and its mission or learn about other giving opportunities, please contact us using the information below.
Whether you realize it or not, you see the work of bats and signs all around Arkadelphia. When you see the Badger equipment trailer on the way to a Badger game, bats and signs did that. When you're watching the Badgers, Tigers, or Reddies and see the signage that just really makes their facilities pop, bats and signs did that too. You see the signage in downtown Arkadelphia, on the campuses of Ouachita and Henderson, or the sign in your neighbor's yard supporting a candidate or their favorite Badger? Yep, bats and sign did that too. Longtime residents and supporters of all things Arkadelphia called Mark, Jared, Chris, or Ryan at Bats and Signs today to see what they can do for you.
Start at the top of the 4th for Fort Hays State. It'll be 3-4-5 for the Tigers. Tony Moore leads things off, trying to bunt for a base hit. He grounded out to David Bull at first base in the 1st inning. The 0-1 from Oberle, fouled out of play. Oberle ahead in the count, 0-2. Oberle works quickly. The 0-2 pitch, fouled out of play, almost identical spot, and it'll stay 0-2. 3, 4, 5 in the order. The 4 is Derek Woolwine, the reigning Division II Hitter of the Week by the National Collegiate Baseball Writers Association. Nubber to shortstop. McWilliams fields on a hop, throws off his back foot across the diamond for the first out of the inning. Nice play by the graduate, Reese McWilliams, on his first opportunity of the afternoon. I said in the last half inning that we would stick around after the break. Forgot about that. So we'll do that this break. We'll show you some of the video and kind of talk about what the last couple of weeks have looked like here in Arkadelphia, and especially for the baseball team. The big hitter, Woolwine, steps into the box from the left side. Thought about it when McWilliams made that nice play in the infield. That's really the only practice they've had this week on the field. The 0-1 pitch fooled him, swing and a miss, at a breaking ball inside, and quickly Oberly is ahead in the count, 0-2. Woolwine grounded out to Bull at first base for the first out of the second inning. He bats here with nobody on and 1 out in the fourth. The 0-2 pitch lays off of that one. Oberly nods his head like he knew that he had a chance to waste one. The 1-2. Woolwine, backs out of that one. He was closer to the plate than he had been. Had to bail out of that one. Is just a little bit inside, though, on the white. That left toe is right on the line. The 2-2 pitch fouls that one off of his toe. Umpire makes sure that Woolwine is good to go, gives the thumbs up, and back and ready to go. The 2-2 pitch, lazy fly ball into center field, tails away towards left field, and they were playing Woolwine to pull so much that left fielder Hill had a chance to catch that one, even though Cade Bowman, it was well within Bowman's reach as well. Bowman makes the catch for the second out on the F8 put out. And Cooper Howell comes to the plate, struck out in the second inning. And he bats with nobody on and 2 out here in the top of the fourth. Fastball outside. The 1-0 pitch misses for ball 2. The 2-0 pitch catches the inside corner of the plate for strike 1, so the count is 2-1. The 2-1 pitch to Bull at third base. He sits back on it, makes the play, and it's the second 3 unassisted put out of the game on Dylan Bull. So 3 up, 3 down for Fort Hays State in the fourth. We go to the bottom of the fourth, and I've talked about the beautiful weather today. 75, 76 degrees. Earlier this week, it was not the case. I believe we had some videos that assistant coach Dave Brown sent us of some of the Tigers' practice. They were able to get the tarp off of the field maybe last Saturday or Sunday. In order to do that, if you go to the Ouachita Baseball Facebook page, you will see their in-stadium cameras get a time lapse of them having to pickaxe and shovel and break the ice off of the tarp in order to get the tarp off. The videos you just saw were of the Tigers once they were able to get the infield clear. Still had to worry about the outfield, so they drug the tarp, laid the tarp straight out in right field to let it melt some of the ice. And in those days, they were able to get some practice in, live pitching, live hitting, and some infield because, you're not going to play outfield on ice. Don't know if our camera can, up in the press box, can reach it or not, but there's still some remnants of snow and ice along the hillside of Eldrod Boulevard, which is the entry to Ouachita's campus, one of the entries to Ouachita's campus. There are mounds of ice and snow all over campus still. where they have pulled it off. We're just not used to the amount of winter weather that they had, and then how cold it was for so long. But we are thrilled that we are being able to broadcast this game as of Wednesday, as that breaking ball that was low kind of caught Lipka in the wrong spot. Talked to Coach Howard on Wednesday, and I said, is there any chance that we might not be able to play? He said the field is good, and there was still ice on the field. There were about 5 inches of ice on the warning track. And that was Wednesday. Today's Friday, and it's mid-70s. Back to action as Graham steps in with swung and missed the first pitch he saw, the 0-1 pitch, a high fly ball to deep left field. If it's fair, it's gone, and it is both. Garrett Graham gets the Tigers of Ouachita on the board for the first time, turned on that inside pitch, and Garrett Graham with a solo shot to lead off the bottom of the fourth inning. There was no doubt that it had the distance off the bat. He turned on it so much, and it had the spin that you just hoped that it was far enough to stay fair, and it was. So the Tigers of Ouachita, their second hit of the game, first run of the season, and that comes from Garrett Graham. Kendall Cassidy steps in from the left side. Cassidy had a foul out to Ordonez at third base for the first out of the second inning. Can't quite hold up on that one, and he's in the hole. Oh, and 2. Cassidy, a 5'8", 205-pound junior lefty from Burleson, Texas, transferred from McLennan College. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, but Lipka's going to have to make the put out at first base with the throw down, and does. That one got away from him a little bit. And Cassidy is retired for the second time. So we talked about Graham. He's the returning offensive leader in this lineup, and he showed that a little bit. Had 8 homers last year. That led the team. The Tigers did not hit a bunch of home runs as a team. It was completely different from the 2024 season. Bolin comes to the plate, takes a fastball in the inside corner for a called strike one. Last year, 32 home runs as a team. The 0-1 pitch is a ground ball that Chavez kind of didn't say he misjudged it. I think it was just kind of not as sharp coming off the bat as you probably would have thought. Nice job of maintaining his composure and flipping over to first base for the second out of the inning. Connor Hill to the plate, struck out to end the second inning. Did make a nice catch in the left field after camping out under it and having it drift away from him. Lefty sophomore from Rowlett, Texas. Played in 17 games, got 6 starts, only 23 at-bats last season. The 0-1 taken for a called strike 2. So 0-2 the count, 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Oh-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, and the side is retired, but not before Ouachita gets the first run of the game on a leadoff solo home run from Garrett Graham over the left field wall. The Tigers get 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, no runners left on base. We've completed 4 Ouachita. Thanks to Garrett Graham's first home run of the season, leads 1-0. Back after this timeout.
I'm Attorney Taylor King. For years, you've heard us say we'll be on your side, by your side.
I'm Attorney Austin King. At Taylor King Law, we stand by that promise.
And I'm attorney Maggie King Davis. I'm proud to be a part of a team of dedicated professionals who are prepared
to be on your side and by your side when you need us most.
If you've been injured, contact the Taylor King Law Firm.
And we, and more, will be on your side, by your side.
At Capital Technology Group, we make your technology our priority. Our team of experts can become your outsourced IT department, solving problems even before you know about them. We provide and maintain everything from servers and network infrastructure to printers and digital copiers. As a family business with over 80 years of history in Little Rock, you can trust Capital Technology Group to be your business technology partner. If you're ready to get your IT in order, visit captg.com and sign up for a free consultation.
Chase Oberly has a 1-run lead to work with now after Garrett Graham got Ouachita on the board in the bottom of the fourth with his solo home run. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. The line score for Fort Hays State. 1 run on 2 hits with 1 error for Ouachita. That 1 run coming from Garrett Graham. That's our Java Primo game summary as we start the 5th inning. First pitch from Oberly. To Salcedo. It'll be 6, 7, 8 in the Fort Hays lineup. Salcedo 0 for 1, flew out to left field to end the 2nd inning. 4 strikeouts for Oberly so far. The 1-1 pitch is fouled out of play. We mentioned all of the activity on campus. The swim meet versus Henderson State tonight. The 1-2 pitch on the way from Oberly. Breaking ball catches the top part of the zone. Taken for a called strike 3. That is the first backwards K of the day for Oberly. 5 strikeouts total. Basketball tomorrow at Bill Vining Arena. The Ouachita men, ranked number 20 in the country. That is a hot shot to Ibarra at right field. Garrettson Cook had the only hit of the day to this point for Fort Hays State, and if he had that one about 10 feet more to the left, he would have had the second. Instead, it was a line out to Ibarra in right field for the second out of the inning. So we go to Lipka, the catcher, with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Ouachita leading 1-0. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Oberly working quickly. The 1-1 pitch is outside for ball 2. The 2-1 pitch misses outside for ball 3. We mentioned the Ouachita basketball team, the men's team. Men and women play tomorrow. The women at 1 o'clock, men at 3 o'clock against Northwestern Oklahoma State. The 3-1 pitch on its way. A high fly ball into right field. Ibarra drifts towards the line, camps out under it, and makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. 1, 2, 3 goes Fort Hays State in the 5th. We'll just keep it here right now as we have been talking about the Ouachita basketball games tomorrow at 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock. It's Alumni Day for both teams. The Ouachita Women's Alumni Group has an activity tomorrow morning, and the Tiger Den right next to the arena. About 100 people registered for that. Talked to Teresa Raymond Schaefer last night on the women's basketball broadcast. they're excited about the crew that is in town this weekend. They'll be honoring the 2008-2009 women's basketball team that made the Sweet 16 and recognize them at halftime. So good to see some of those. That was when I was still working at Ouachita the first time, about 15 years ago, and so saw a couple of those players last night at the game, and they'll be here tomorrow as well. The men's game, it's also alumni night. Hope to see a lot of Ouachita men's basketball alumni. The men are number 20 in the country. They're coming off of a 78-59 win over Southwestern Oklahoma State last night. We should mention also the women's team had a huge 32-point victory over Southwestern Oklahoma State, 79-47. Women 8-6 in GAC play now and tied for fourth place. The men 17-3 overall, 13-1 in Great American Conference play. They defeated Southwestern 78-59 last night. Fifth straight win. They'll be in action tomorrow afternoon as well. You can catch all those Ouachita games on OSDN.live, which will take you to the OSDN YouTube channel. We go to the bottom of the fifth inning. Chavez out for his fifth inning of work. Only 2 hits allowed. A base hit from Cade Bowman up the middle. That was the first hit of the game for Ouachita. And then the big one from Garrett Graham. Reese McWilliams leads off the fifth. It will be 7-8-9 for Ouachita. McWilliams, Bowman, and Ibarra. McWilliams steps in with a 1-1 count. Breaking ball was close to the bottom of the zone. The visiting Tigers thought that was a little bit closer than it was. I don't think it helped that it got under the glove of the catcher. The 2-1 pitch, that could get down for a base hit, but man, it's going to hang up just enough for Jimenez to catch up to it. Off the bat, that was a good shot from McWilliams, but just not far enough in the gap to get down for a base hit. It could have been extra bases if it hadn't, but it did not. So the line out to center field by McWilliams is the first out of the inning, brings up Cade Bowman, 1 for 1. Singled in the third. That was the first hit of the season for Ouachita. He was stranded. That wind is picking up. We mentioned it earlier. It's moving the flagpole now. It's not a sturdy flagpole. It's not real big, but the wind right before that pitch was moving from right field to left field. Now it's blowing straight out. The 0-1 pitch. Foul tip into the glove for strike 2. The 0-2 pitch misses outside for ball 1. Swing and a miss on the 1-2 pitch is caught by Lipka for the second out of the inning. It's a strikeout. Chavez has had at least 1 strikeout in each inning. 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 2 in the fourth, and now 1 in the fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strikeouts for Chavez. That's now his season high. He had 6 in his first outing last weekend. Freshman Ibarra comes up to the plate trying to check his swing, but they said the pitch was a strike regardless. Ibarra batting in the 9-hole. Tried to bunt for a base hit. Actually tried to bunt Bowman over in the third inning, but popped it up to Chavez. Gets a tough strike call there, and he's in the hole 0-2. Chavez trying to make quick work of the Tigers here in the fifth. Nice take by Ibarra. That one was in the dirt. Nice block by Lipka. Chavez sent the 1-2 pitch. High for ball 2. So the freshman Ibarra, nice plate discipline with a 2-strike approach. Twos across the board. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And the side is retired by Brandon Chavez. 1-2-3 goes Ouachita. We go to the top of the 6th. We're more than halfway home. Tigers lead by 1. Ouachita 1. Fort Hays State 0. After this timeout, we'll be back for the 6th on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
Whether you realize it or not, you see the work of bats and signs all around Arkadelphia. When you see the Badger equipment trailer on the way to a Badger game, Bats and Signs did that. When you're watching the Badgers, Tigers, or Reddies and see the signage that just really makes their facilities pop, Bats and Signs did that too. You see the signage in downtown Arkadelphia, on the campuses of Ouachita and Henderson, or the sign in your neighbor's yard supporting a candidate or their favorite Badger? Yep, Bats and Sign did that too. Longtime residents and supporters of all things Arkadelphia called Mark, Jared, Chris, or Ryan at Bats and Signs today to see what they can do for you.
It'll be the 9-1-2 hitters for Fort Hays State as we start the top of the 6th inning. 9-1-2 hitters. That is a base hit. Could be extra bases, and it does get to the wall under the glove of Ibarra. It's going to be a leadoff triple down the right field line for Jimenez, and that is what you want a leadoff hitter to do, especially when you're bringing it back to the top of the order. First extra base hit of the game for Fort Hays State from Jimenez, batting .375 coming into the game. That one got under the glove of Bull, and Ibarra in right field. That was a hot shot, and he tried to cut it off and couldn't get the glove down fast enough. We'll play in on the corners, expecting a bunt from Avila. He does square around, pulls back for ball 1. So Bull will play in on the grass at first. Garrett starting even with the bag, but creeps. Did not bunt, did not square to bunt on that pitch. Takes the breaking ball for a called strike 1. So Oberle trying to get out of a jam after the leadoff triple, and that one gets by. Right, nice snag by Graham. He looked the runner back to third, had enough time to throw across the diamond to Bull, who did a nice job of keeping his foot on the bag. And Avila is retired on the 5-3 put out, keeping Jimenez at third. I thought it got under the glove of Graham, but that was a fantastic job of stabbing the hot shot. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball in the dirt by Ordonez. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Graham and Bull still play in on the corners. Straight up in the outfield. Normal depth up the middle. Pop up. That's going to get out of play. Bolin will give chase, but that's going to land right in front of. Oh, it caught the bleachers and then almost caught a fan. Thankfully, it was about 4 inches to her right. That was a close one. 0-2 the count from Oberle to Ordonez. McWilliams plays in now. The 0-2 pitch, fouled back to the net. McWilliams at short had come into the grass as well. Mendeville at second playing normal depth. McWilliams over here on the left side trying to cut off the runner. at third, cut off the run at third. Shading Ordonez opposite field. That's going to be most likely deep enough to score a run, but Ibarra is charging in, makes the catch. They said he did not. I thought that could have been on the transfer. The ball popped out of the glove of Ibarra. I thought it might have had a catch and then on the transfer, but they do say that that was not a catch. And Coach Luke Howard's going to come out and talk to Oberle, who has had a couple of tough breaks go against him. So Ordonez reaches on the E9. Jimenez scores to tie the game at 1. I was all set for the catch, the tag, and the throw home. And I think Ibarra was thinking about the same thing as well. And rushed it a little bit. He was charging in to make the catch.
Now batting second baseman Tony.
Tony Moore comes to the plate with 1 out and a runner at first base. Chase Oberle was close to being 1 pitch away from getting out of a huge jam of the leadoff triple. Now the game is tied. The runner goes. Foul ball. Is a hit and run situation. And Moore fouls that one back to the net. So Ordonez will make his way back to first base. 3 stolen bases in 3 attempts last week for Fort Hays State. In their first weekend of play. The series they won 2-1. High fly ball to left center field. Bowman uses his speed to track it down and make the nice catch in the left center field gap. Bowman does have some speed. He displayed it there on that ball and makes a nice catch in the left center field alley for the second out of the inning. Now Woolwine, the dangerous hitter for Fort Hays State, 0 for 2. Grounded out to first, flew out to center field. We mentioned 10 of 12 last weekend with 2 doubles, 3 home runs, 10 RBI. Oberle throws back to first for the second consecutive time. Woolwine, the reigning Division II hitter of the week, named by Collegiate Baseball Writers Association. Oberle's first offering catches the outside part of the plate for strike 1, asking the umpire if that is as far out as the pitcher will get. Another throw back to Ordonez. Trying to keep Ordonez honest with Woolwine having power and the ability to hit extra bases. They're trying to keep Ordonez as close as possible to keep him from having enough of a possibility. The rare 3-1-3 put out as Bull did a nice job of coming off the bag when he was holding on Ordonez to knock that one down. It went back towards Oberle. Bull retreated to cover the bag at first and got the flip from Oberle. So I'm going to write that one down. That doesn't happen very often. You've got 3-1-3 on the putout for the third out of the inning. Fort Hays State gets 1 back after a leadoff triple from Jimenez, and he scored on the error in right field. We go to the bottom of the 6th, tied at 1 on the Washita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
I've heard people say Ouachita.
Wichita.
Achita.
Ouachita.
Is it pronounced Ouachita?
Searching for Washita Baptist University.
Back in Texas, everybody pronounces it Wichita, but really, it's Washita.
Washita. Washita.
How would you pronounce it?
Washita.
Washita.
It's Washita Baptist University. Get it right.
It's Washita, people. It's Washita.
Washita.
At Berry and Turnage, we specialize in bringing the law to your corner. We are dedicated to understanding what results you want and to helping you understand what actions we can take on your behalf. With over 30 years of experience and a proven track record of success, Berry and Turnage is here to lead you down a path to the results you need. We will work with you every step of the way to make sure that you understand the choices you are making and feel empowered to make them. Berry and Turnage. Serious injuries require serious attorneys.
Mendeville leads things off. It'll be 1-2-3 for the Tigers in the sixth. Mendeville, Bull, and Graham. Mendeville 0 for 1 with a walk. He was stranded in the third. 1 run on 2 hits. No errors for Fort Hays State. 1 run on 2 hits with 2 errors for Washita. The 2 hits for Washita is Mendeville takes a called strike. 2 hits from Washita coming from the single from Bowman and the home run from Garrett Graham. Garrettson Cook had a single for Fort Hays State in the second. And Jimenez had a leadoff triple and scored in the sixth. Those are the 2 hits for each team. It's our Java Primo game summary. The 2-1 pitch, fouled out of play, 2-2. Java Primo located in downtown Arkadelphia. Java Primo Coffee House and more. The commercial that we will be running for Java Primo, some of our students were here early and got to shoot that commercial, and all that food that Josh and Shelly Hughes provided for that commercial, someone had to eat it. Another strikeout on the books for Chavez. He still has his string of consecutive innings with a strikeout intact. Yeah, someone had to eat all that food, and the students were glad to do so. They have a mac and cheese burger, macaroni and cheese. They had one burger that I think had everything in their kitchen on it. Swing and a miss from Bull, who made a nice stop of a hot shot from Woolwine that started the 3-1-3 put out at first base. Fantastic pizzas, pasta, sandwiches, desserts. The 0-1 pitch to Bull is outside for ball 1. Kind of dangerous to start talking about food at almost 3:20 in the afternoon. Might have been a mistake. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss for strike 2. Several sponsors of OSDN broadcast our program, funded by our sponsors and friends of OSDN who support us financially. The 1-2 pitch, fouled out of play down the left field line. Count stays at 1-2. One-two pitch, pop up. That's going to stay in the infield. Woolwine camps out underneath it, drifts towards the mound, and makes the catch for the second out of the inning. So Garrett Graham comes to the plate with 2 outs and nobody on in the sixth. He is responsible for the lone Tiger run, a leadoff home run over the left field wall. In the fourth inning, he's 1 for 2 with an RBI, and that is from that home run. Fastball upstairs for ball 1. That's another hot shot and turned on that one as well, but that's fouled out of play. The 1-1 pitch misses outside. The 2-1 pitch misses upstairs. So Graham is ahead in the count, 3-1. Garrett Graham, the 6', 200-pound senior from Abilene, Texas, went to Abilene Wiley, played at Paris Junior College before transferring to Ouachita. Had a 305 in 151 at-bats last year, had 46 hits. The 3-1 pitch, did he go? He did not. And so that is ball 4. Lipka can't believe it behind the plate. And Garrett Graham is on base for the second time today. So Kendall Cassidy comes to the plate. Cassidy played in 32 games, started 20, had 65 at-bats, 19 hits, 12 RBI. He also pitched for Ouachita last year. Had 13 appearances in relief. Takes a fastball on the outside part of the plate for strike one. Kendall Cassidy had 13 appearances in relief. It was 13.1 innings of work. The 0-1 pitch misses outside. They're going to appeal to the field umpire who, Lipka's trying to get the call, but when you have a three-man crew, you're not going to have, and a runner on first, you're not going to have anybody down the third base line, so that's tough to see. Graham gets his lead at first, a short one. Cassidy with a big swing. Came up empty, and he's in the hole. The 1-2 pitch is a breaking ball in the dirt. Cassidy can't hold up, swing and a miss, and another 2-3 put out. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Chavez. We go to the top of the 7th inning. Fort Hays State and Ouachita tied at 1 on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
Owned by OBU alumni, Java Primo is the official coffee house of Ouachita Tiger football. At Java Primo, amazing coffee is just the beginning. Try our great options at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and don't forget about our amazing desserts. Also, shop Java Primo's gift selection 24/7 online at javaprimo.com.
Go Tigers! Go Tigers!
I'm Attorney Taylor King. For years, you've heard us say we'll be on your side, by your side.
I'm Attorney Austin King. At Taylor King Law, we stand by that promise.
And I'm attorney Maggie King Davis. I'm proud to be a part of a team of dedicated professionals who are prepared
to be on your side and by your side when you need us most.
If you've been injured, contact the Taylor King Law Firm.
And we, and more, will be on your side, by your side.
Back at Rab Rogers Field, where that'll be the day for Chase Oberly in his first outing of the season. Oberly goes 6 complete, gives up 1 run on 2 hits. He was not helped by his defense twice with 2 errors. The new pitcher for the Tigers will give you the numbers from last year for Braden Tucker. The 6-foot right-handed pitcher, 170-pound senior from Fort Worth, Texas. Last year, Tucker appeared in 14 games, 18 in the 3rd inning, 7.85 ERA, 2-1 record. Gave up 20 hits, 19 runs, 16 of those were earned. Walked 9 and struck out 18. So the book is closed on Chase Ober. That's a good outing for Oberly. Goes 6 innings. Been trying to pull up the stats to help us out with numbers, but Wi-Fi is not wanting to cooperate, so we'll try to pull it up a different way. Give you the final line on Oberly here in a minute. It'll be 5-6-7 for Fort Hays State. Cooper Howe, Dylan Salcido, and Garrettson Cook. Tucker was a first pitch fastball inside, so the 1-0 pitch takes some off of it, called strike one. The 1-1 pitch, breaking ball, taken for a called strike two. Hal couldn't quite, got fooled by it, what it looked like. 1 ball, 2 strikes from Tucker. Swing and a miss. That one fooled him badly, and Howell goes down swinging for the first out of the inning.
Now batting left fielder Dylan Salcido.
Salcido comes to the plate, the lefty. 0 for 2 with a fly out to left field to end the second inning on a circus catch from Connor Hill. Struck out looking in the 5th inning. He bats with 1 out and nobody on here in the top of the 7th. The 1-0 pitch catches the outside part of the plate for strike one. The 1-1 pitch misses low for ball one. Final line on Oberly, 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 run. That was earned because the run most likely would have scored even with a catch, so unfortunate for Oberly, but it does go down as an earned run. That breaking ball is fouled. No, they're not going to. Yeah, the first base umpire says it was fouled off of the foot of Salcido, so the count will be 2-2. Back to Oberly, 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 run. That was earned. No walks, 5 strikeouts. Faced 22 batters and 78 pitches in the first outing of the season for Oberly. The 2-2 pitch from Tucker, swing and a miss. Bolin has to make the throw down, and that one kind of caught David. Kind of caught Bull's hand in the webbing. It was a bullet from Joseph Bolin, a little bit low, kind of handcuffed Bull, but he did make the catch. So the second strikeout of the inning for Tucker. And that brings up Garrettson Cook. Made solid contact in both of his plate appearances today. Had the first hit of the game for Fort Hays State in the 3rd. A hard line drive to right field that was caught by Ashton Ibarra in the 5th inning. 1 for 2 for Cook, and he's ahead in the count 1-0. The 1-0 pitch just low for ball 2. Bolin tried to frame it, didn't get it, and nodded to Tucker like he really liked that pitch. The 2-0 pitch is outside. Tucker had a 2-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio last year. Struck out 18, walked 9. 6 foot, 170-pound senior from Fort Worth, Texas, Covenant Classical School. And he walks Cook on 4 straight, so Cook reaches base for the 2nd time today.
Now batting catcher Justin Lipka.
Lipka comes to the plate. He is 0 for 2, 0 for 1 with a sacrifice bunt in the 3rd, then the fly out in to right field in the 5th inning. Bats with 2 outs here and fouls that one just past the dugout. Fort Hays State bullpen has players in it and 1 player throwing, but I'm blocked by the indoor hitting facility and can't see who that pitcher is warming up. The 0-1 pitch is a breaking ball in the zone for strike 2. The 0-2 pitch, base hit into left center field, just over McWilliams at short. Cook gets to second base. Lipka gets a base hit to left center. Nice 0-2 approach by Lipka. And that gets it to Jimenez, who had the triple and scored in the 6th. Assistant coach Dave Brown's going to call time and go out to the mound, bring the infield in. There are 2 catchers and 2 pitchers in the Ouachita bullpen, but none of them are throwing. Just ready if they need to. There is 1 pitcher throwing in the Fort Hays State bullpen. I'll try to reach out here as far as I can and see who that is. Thank you, sir, for moving just enough to where I could see your number. That's Caleb Carpenter, a lefty, 6'2", 210-pound senior from Lexington, Nebraska. Carpenter pitched 3 innings last week. He is warming up in the Fort Hays State bullpen. Chavez has done a really nice job in 6 complete innings. Has given up 1 run and only 2 Ouachita hits. Chavez, 1 run, that was earned. 2 walks, 10 strikeouts. In 22 batters faced, he is at 86 pitches. See if he comes back out or if the day is done. First pitch to Jimenez is high and outside for ball 1. So 2 outs, 2 on for Fort Hays State, trying to take a lead here in the top of the 7th inning. 2 outs. The 1-0 pitch misses low for ball 2. We believe Reese Torini will get the start tomorrow. Transfer pitcher from Louisiana Tech, graduate of Little Rock Christian High School. The 2-0 pitch, outside corner for strike 2. Ouachita has Oberle returning from last year's staff. He led the team with 92.1 innings of work. The next 3, as the 2-1 pitch is outside for ball 3. The next 3 on that list of innings pitched have all departed. Luke House, Tagpaco graduated. They were next on that list. And so where Ouachita gets the production from pitching has been the question. That's a high fly ball to right field. If it's fair, it's gone, and it is foul. It actually was not as deep as I thought. It landed at the base of the wall, about 2 feet foul, so it was every bit of 325 feet of that 330. Got just inside, and the count is run full, so the runners will be off on the pitch. Garrettson at second. Could only get to second base on the base hit earlier. He'll get a head start, as will the other. The 3-2 pitch, ball 4, and the bases are full of Tigers of Fort Hays State University. Big spot here in the late innings of a game. A tie game. Only 3 more opportunities at the plate for each team in the scheduled 9 innings. And so if you have this opportunity, you got to take advantage of it. But Tucker gets Avila to pop up to Reese McWilliams at short to strand 3 base runners. Tucker gets in a little bit of trouble, but gets the 3rd out of the inning. And we head to the stretch. Tied 1-1. We'll stay around for the 7th inning stretch and then take a break on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network after the 7th inning stretch.
At Capital Technology Group, we make your technology our priority. Our team of experts can become your outsourced IT department, solving problems even before you know about them. We provide and maintain everything from servers and network infrastructure, printers and digital copiers. As a family business with over 80 years of history in Little Rock, you can trust Capital Technology Group to be your business technology partner. If you're ready to get your IT in order, visit captg.com and sign up for a free consultation.
Go to the bottom of the 7th after the stretch, tied at 1 on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law. Thanks to our sponsors. That was Fish City Grill, owned by our good friend and Communications Department alum Brett Brundage in Northwest Arkansas, the official OSDN restaurant in Northwest Arkansas. Next time you're up there, or if you live up there, go by Fish City Grill in Rogers and tell Brett that OSDN sent you. I'm not going to say who's responsible for our sponsors, but he might be talking to you right now. I don't know what that says about him if most of our sponsors are restaurants. Never have thought about that until hear all the restaurant commercials. The 1-0 count to Joseph Bolin is outside for ball 2. Part of that is because we thank these restaurants, especially the ones in Arkadelphia, Java Primo, Chicken Express, Domino's, the Domino's game preview, the Java Primo game summary throughout the game, and at the end, the Chicken Express game recap. We thank those because they provide meals. So the 2-0 pitch is a high fly ball into shallow right field. Avila makes the catch, and Bolin is retired for the first out of the seventh inning. But those restaurants are some that provide our staff meals when work calls them to miss out on regular meals in the cafeteria on campus or in the stew of the restaurants there. For instance, last night, call time for basketball was 4:15. And by the time the men's game was over, it was about 9:30, 9:45. So we thank the restaurants for supporting OSDN and providing meals for our crew. Connor Hill to the plate, ground ball, lazy ground ball. Woolwine fields that one on 2 hops on the 3 unassisted. And the Tigers are quickly have 2 outs here in the 7th inning. To the plate, Reese McWilliams, senior shortstop, batting 7th in the lineup, 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out in the 3rd inning and lined out to center field in the 5th. He bats with 2 outs and nobody on here in the 7th. Chavez still dealing. He had 86 pitches through 6 innings. The 0-1 pitch, high for ball 1. Got this note from Chase Hartzell, who will be on the call tomorrow. Glad to have Chase back on the mic for some of our broadcasts. One of a former OSDN student, now employed in the Communications and Marketing Office, said this was Oberle's 17th quality start on the mound for Ouachita. Oberle has been a consistent contributor, and a good one at that, in his time at Ouachita. Remember, we mentioned he's two-time All-GAC. He was a second-team preseason All-American, and he has a quality start in his first outing of 2026. 3-1 the count now for McWilliams. We mentioned Chavez had 86 pitches going into this inning, trying to pull that up and now and see what he's at. I'm going to say it's been a quick seventh, so mid-90s right now. We'll see if this is it. The 3-1 pitch is low for ball 4, and Reese McWilliams gets a 2-out walk. Chavez is at 6 2/3 innings pitches and 96 pitches. 6 2/3 innings pitched. He's thrown 96 pitches. That was either during or after the McWilliams at bat. McWilliams in the 7-hole. That brings up Cade Bowman. He had a single in the 3rd. That was the first hit of the season for Ouachita. He was stranded. Good lead from McWilliams at first. Bowman can't check his swing, and he's in the hole 0-2. .98 pitches now, I believe, if I'm up to date with the stats. Pitch clock violation on Bowman, and that's the 3rd out. Bowman was judged to not having stepped in the box quick enough, and so Chavez gets out of the 7th inning without throwing another one. He's got some handshakes from teammates, and that might be the day for Chavez, and what a day it was. Chavez and Oberle, the two starting pitchers, did a tremendous job. First outing for Oberle of the season, second one from Chavez. He went 5 innings in his first outing. He went 7 today. Doubtful that he'll come out for the 8th inning, and that was a job well done by Chavez. We go to the 8th inning. Tied at 1 on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. Got a new pitcher, I believe, for Ouachita. We'll tell you about it when we come back after this timeout.
At Berry & Turnage, we specialize in bringing the law to your corner. We are dedicated to understanding what results you want and to helping you understand what actions we can take on your behalf. With over 30 years of experience and a proven track record of success, Berry & Turnage is here to lead you down a path to the results you need. We will work with you every step of the way to make sure that you understand the choices you are making and feel empowered to make them. Berry & Turnage. Serious injuries require serious attorneys.
I'm Rex Horn, the Interim Executive Director of the Arkansas Baptist State Convention, and today I'm joined by my friend Dylan, who is an attorney with the Arkansas Baptist Foundation, with an important word for you.
The foundation is here to help you support your Ouachita Tigers. If you'd like to create an estate plan that supports Ouachita and its mission, or learn about other giving opportunities, please contact us using the information below.
New pitcher for the Tigers as we start the 8th inning. Andrew Hayden comes on in relief of Braden Tucker. Tucker gets 1 inning of relief work and turns the ball over to Andrew Hayden, 6'3", 190-pound right-handed pitcher, a junior from Lone Oak, Texas. Last year, Hayden had 13 appearances, 1-0 record. He had pitched 19 2/3 innings, 25 hits, 17 runs, all of those earned, 15 walks, and 18 strikeouts. So Andrew Hayden is the second pitcher out of the bullpen. Chase Oberle, we mentioned, 6 innings of work, 2 hits, 1 run. That was earned. No walks and 5 strikeouts. And Braden Tucker gets his 1 inning of work. Got out of a jam as Fort Hays State loaded the bases. We got a pop out to shortstop to end the threat. Eric Ordonez leads off the 8th inning. He's Struck out in the first and third, reached on an error in the sixth. He leads things off here in the eighth, trying to get Fort Hays State a base runner to see if they can't take a lead here in the top of the eighth. Hayden ahead in the count, 0-2. Bolin sets up outside. Fastball high. So Tucker, no hits. Excuse me, one hit, no runs. Survived 2 walks. Did strike out 2 batters. The 1-2 pitch. Ordonez lets that breaking ball go. It was outside. Gets the sign from his catcher, looks in. Fouled right back to the net. Thankful for that net. That was directly lined up with our position here in the press box and a few people sitting in front of us with an umbrella. It's the 2-2 pitch coming from Hayden to Ordonez. Ground ball to McWilliams, ranges to his left, makes a nice throw over to first for the putout. And Ordonez is retired on the 6-3 putout. There are several umbrellas out today, but for different reasons than they were out week before last. At first pitch, it was 75 degrees. Actually, it was 78 at first pitch. I'm showing 76 now with a nice breeze from the west. Tony Moore steps in. 0 for 3 on the day. Takes the first pitch ball from Hayden. Umpire says ball out. Bolin gives a little shake of the head. It was just barely out. And Moore is ahead in the count 2-0. The high for today was 80. Not sure if we ever got there or not. The 2-0 pitch. High pop up. Bull gives chase. That's going to stay in. And Bull is going to make the catch for the second out of the inning. Nice job of Bull of running into foul territory, measuring where the brick wall was, and making the catch. High of 80 today. Tomorrow is going to be a beautiful day, but much cooler. Sunny and 61 at the high. Sunday high of 68. We'll take all 3 of those. Woolwine 0 for 3 today. The reigning D2 National Offensive Player of the Week after a 10 for 12 effort last week, batting .833 coming into today's game after just a fantastic weekend to open the season. I believe the count is 1-1 now. The scoreboard still says 0-1, but Woolwine steps in. That one is just upstairs out of the zone, and it's 2-1 now. Woolwine, a senior from Boulder, Colorado, so he was back home last weekend. Relatively close. Colorado Springs is a lot closer to Boulder than Arkadelphia, Arkansas is. Fouls that one out of play. Cooper Howell in the on-deck circle for Fort Hays State. If Woolwine reaches. 2s across the board, literally. 22 is at bat. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The 2-2 pitch misses inside, so he's run it full. Nice take by Woolwine. One of 4 juniors in this Fort Hays State lineup today. Seniors. And Woolwine gets on base for the first time today with a 2-out walk. Nice at bat for Woolwine, and gets it to Cooper Howell. I think I said one of 4 juniors, but meant seniors. That's why I looked down up and down the lineup to see how many seniors are in this starting lineup for Fort Hays State, and it was 4. Howell is one of those. Cooper Howell, senior infielder from Missouri, transfer from St. Louis Community College in the Show Me State. Struck out in the 2nd, grounded out to first in the 4th, struck out in the 7th. Big swing and a miss from Howell as Hayden got him to chase at that breaking ball that started over the middle of the plate and broke away. One count from Hayden. Fastball right down the middle, and that pitch was delivered with 1 second on the clock. I think I heard in the background someone from the dugout calling the time, so the pitcher didn't get called for a pitch clock violation. As there are 2 pitch clocks here at Rab Rogers Field. The 1-2 pitch from Hayden is coming. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Hayden retires the side via the strikeout. And the Tigers go to the bottom of the 8th inning, trying to scratch one across to take a lead. Fort Hays State sending a new pitcher out, and we'll talk to you about Caleb Carpenter when we come back after this timeout on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
At Capital Technology Group, we make your technology our priority. Our team of experts can become your outsourced IT department, solving problems even before you know about them. We provide and maintain everything from servers and network infrastructure to printers and digital copiers. As a family business with over 80 years of history in Little Rock, you can trust Capital Technology Group to be your business technology partner. If you're ready to get your IT in order, visit captg.com and sign up for a free consultation.
Go to the bottom of the 8th inning, a new pitcher in for Fort Hays State, and that is Caleb Carpenter. We told you he was warming up in the bullpen earlier. Carpenter, 6'2", 210-pound senior from Lexington, Nebraska. Went to Lexington High School and Southeast Community College in Nebraska. He had one appearance last week in the opening weekend against Colorado Springs. 3 innings pitched, gave up 5 hits, 3 runs. All 3 of those were earned. 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. Colorado Springs hit .385 on the lefty. So Carpenter replaces Chavez. So both these teams got quality starts like by the stat and just figuratively, as both of these teams got really good starts from their starters. Chase Oberly for Ouachita and Brandon Chavez for Fort Hays State. We have a pinch hitter for Ouachita. Hudson Waits steps in. Waits is a 6'3", 205-pound freshman from Fulshear, Texas. He is pinch hitting for Bowman. So new pitcher, new batter. I think Coach Luke Howard might have had to call time because he didn't report himself to the umpire. A little exciting moment. Get your first college AB. Ahead in the count 1-0. It's a lefty on righty matchup. The 1-0 pitch. A high fly ball to deep left center field. It's gone! Hudson Waits. Welcome to Ouachita, freshman. Second pitch he sees, and pardon me, but Hudson didn't wait very long to get his first college home run. I believe Hudson's family is sitting in front of us. They're a tad bit excited. Mom's got the cap on with a 2 on it, so saw her when she turned around. That was an exciting moment. The freshman gives Ouachita a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the 8th. Octavio Mendeville. I'm going to correct myself a second ago because Waits pinch hit for Ashton Ibarra. That was the 9 hole, and that's why we're back up to the top of the order to Mendeville. The 0-1 pitch. Jammed in on the inside. Fouled out of play. 0-2 the count. Fouled right back at us again. Stays alive. Well, a few fireworks to start the bottom of the 8th. Mendeville lays off of it. A pinch hit home run in your first college at bat in the bottom of the 8th. Give your team a 1-run lead. Not a bad start. One-two pitch, swing and a miss. They threw down to first, but the home plate umpire did signal out. So Mendeville strikes out. He's 0 for 3 with a walk. And go to the two-hole hitter, David Bull, first baseman today. Looks good in that right-handed batter's box, 6'4", 215. He's looking for his first hit as a Tiger. That might be one. It's going to be a high fly ball into left center field, and I got too excited. I thought we were going to have 2 home runs in the same inning, but it did hit the base of the wall. So it is a 1-out double by Bull to the left center field wall. And the Tigers have another runner in scoring position.
baseman, Garrett Graham.
I would have felt terrible if that ball had gone out of gone out of play for a home run, because, you know, that would have been his first home run as a Tiger, and he wanted to go find it online, and it would have sounded terrible. Regardless, I'm glad he's on second base with a double, because that was a hard shot to that left center field wall. We mentioned earlier, 370 in the left center field alley, about 400 to dead center field, and that one went about 380 to 385. We have a pitching change for Fort Hays State, and we will tell you about the new pitcher for the Tigers. That is Burke Sharpstein, when we come back on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law. Burke Sharpstein is the new pitcher for Fort Hays State. Sharpstein, a 5'11", 195-pound junior right-hander from Kansas City, Missouri. Oak Park High School, transfer from Metropolitan Community College in Missouri. Garrett Graham steps in for Ouachita with Bull at second after a one-out double. Sharpstein did pitch 1 1/3 innings last week in the season opening weekend. Gave up 4 hits, 1 run that was earned, 1 walk, 1 strikeout in 1 1/3 innings of work. He gets Graham to offer at that breaking ball that started over the middle of the plate and broke away. So the count is even at 1-1. Same pitch, a little bit higher, and Graham was able to hold off and check his swing. So runner at second, bottom of the 8th. Tigers took a 2-1 lead on the leadoff home run from Hudson Waits, the freshman. The pinch hitter gave Ouachita a lead. They're trying to add another one. The 2-1 pitch catches the outside part of the plate for strike 2. Graham knew it. The 2-2 pitch coming from Sharpstein. Nice take from Graham. Sharpstein tried to go back to it was 2 pitches ago. And Graham did a nice check. Full count. Ball 4, and so now there are Tigers on first and second for Ouachita. I was just getting ready to say nobody warming up for Ouachita in the bullpen, but now I do see a little bit of motion. See another bullpen catcher running down. and that is Hudson Waits. That's why they were coming up. His bullpen buddies were trying to meet him at the fence, at the gate. He had him a little bit fired up. Kendall Cassidy comes in up to the bat, takes the first pitch he sees for strike one. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike two. Saw the motion in the bullpen, but that was just because Waits was coming out, and they wanted to congratulate their buddy for the home run. The 0-2 pitch is low for ball one, so it looks like this is going to be Andrew Hayden's game to win in the ninth, with Ouachita holding the one-run lead. The 1-2 pitch hits Cassidy, and so now the bases are loaded for Ouachita with one out. So Bull is at third after his double. Graham walked, Cassidy was hit, and Joseph Bolin comes to the plate for Ouachita. We'll play in on the corners, double play depth up the middle. Lipka is going to call time and go out and talk to Sharpstein to make sure they're on the same page. You can't afford a wild pitch here. There is a decent amount of space between home plate and the backstop. It is a turf home plate area and apron, so the ball does skim back to the backstop. It's a little firm pad, so it will bounce back to the catcher, and so you don't have a ton of pass balls or wild pitches that allow the runner to score depending on which angle it shoots off to. Just kind of give you an idea of what the catcher is dealing with here behind the plate. First pitch is a breaking ball. It catches the corner for strike one. In on the corners, Woolwine at first and Ordonez at third. Double play depth up the middle. Outfield is a big gap in left center field if Bolin can pull one into the alley. They're throwing him outside, though. It'd be hard to pull that pitch. Breaking ball is that low and outside for ball one. Jimenez in center field is shading Bolin to right field. The 1-1 pitch. Shot to the shortstop, and that's a nice stop. 6-4-3, inning-ending double play, and Sharpstein gets out of the jam thanks to a nice stop of that hard shot by Cooper Howell at shortstop. He dove to the left, flipped to Moore at second, and a nice turn to Woolwine at first for the 6-4-3 double play. But Ouachita does get one on the leadoff pinch hit home run from Hudson Waits. And the Tigers lead Fort Hays State 2-1 as we head to the top of the ninth. Back for the ninth inning after this timeout on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
I'm Attorney Taylor King. For years, you've heard us say we'll be on your side, by your side.
I'm Attorney Austin King. At Taylor King Law, we stand by that promise.
And I'm attorney Maggie King Davis. I'm proud to be a part of a team of dedicated professionals who are prepared
to be on your side and by your side when you need us most.
If you've been injured, contact the Taylor King Law Firm.
And we and more will be on your side, by your side.
Owned by OBU alumni, Java Primo is the official coffee house of Ouachita Tiger football. At Java Primo, amazing coffee is just the beginning. Try our great options at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and don't forget about our amazing desserts. Also, shop Java Primo's gift selection 24/7 online at javaprimo.com.
Go Tigers! Go Tigers!
Defensive change for the Tigers. as Ashton Ibarra was pinch hit for by Waite, and so now playing right field for Ouachita is Gabe Sipes, a 6'3", 170-pound redshirt freshman from McKinney, Texas, to Prestonwood Christian Academy. He comes in to right field for Ibarra, who was pinch hit for successfully by Hudson Waits as he had the go-ahead home run to lead off the eighth. So the Tigers trying to close it out in the top of the ninth. It'll be up to Andrew Hayden on for his second inning of work. It'll be the 6, 7, 8 hitters for Fort Hays State. Dylan Salcido, first pitch, and Hayden had a little extra on that one, is high and outside for ball one. Hayden last year, 11 of his appearances were in relief. The 1-0 pitch catches the outside part of the plate for strike one. 0 for 3 on the day, flew out to left field. A backward K and a strikeout swinging. Garrettson Cook on deck. He's been on base twice. 1-1 high and outside for ball two. Two balls, one strike. Nobody out here in the top of the ninth inning with Ouachita leading 2-1. Fastball caught the corner for strike two. So high and outside, strike on the corner. High and outside, strike on the corner, and we're at 2-2. That was a hard hit ball by Salcido. It started up the middle, but being a lefty, it tailed away right into the glove of Reese McWilliams.
Designated hitter Garrettson Cook
at shortstop. So the first out is on the L6. Unfortunate. It's the game of baseball because that was hit on the screws. Just tailed away into the glove of McWilliams. Garrettson Cook bats with one out. High and outside, ball one. Singled and stranded in the third. Lined out to right field in the fifth. Walked and was stranded in the seventh. That was when Braden Tucker got out of a bases-loaded jam. You're going to look back at that one if Ouachita holds on as a big half inning. The 1-0 pitch misses downstairs for ball two. Boland set up on the outside part of the plate, and Hayden threw a seed right to it. Boland didn't have to move the glove at all, and it's the first strike on Cook. It's 2-1 now. Boland stays set up a little bit outside. The 2-1 pitch, fouled out of play, 2-2. Fun season and home opener on a beautiful day. Great starting pitching from both of these two teams. We've got a nail biter in the ninth. The 2-2 fouled out of play. Cook stays alive. Cook was 3 for 5 or 3 hits and 5 at-bats last weekend in Fort Hays State season opener. 600 batting average coming into today. Hayden looks down at the pitch selection on his wrist. Breaking ball low for ball three. Count is full to Cook. That's outside, and Garrettson Cook reaches for the third time today. So the tying run is aboard for the 8th batter in the Fort Hays State lineup. Probably going to have a pinch runner for Cook.
Now batting the catcher, number 19, Justin.
And that pinch runner is going to be Brock Griffin, a 5'10", 185-pound redshirt freshman from Burns, Kansas. Chase County High School. He pinch runs for Cook. So a little more speed on the bases in Brock Griffin. First pitch is low to Lipka from Hayden. One out. Tying run is on. Griffin is at first. The 1-0 pitch is a breaking ball outside. Coach Luke Howard is going to go out and bring the infield in, try to settle down Andrew Hayden. First of 4 games scheduled this weekend for Ouachita. Tomorrow, 1 p.m. first pitch against UA Fort Smith. Sunday, 2 7-inning games beginning at noon against Missouri Southern. Fort Hays State also playing 4 this weekend, 2 tomorrow, 1 Sunday across the street at Henderson State. Lipka heading the count 2-0. Fastball taken for a called strike 1. Fastball high for ball 3. My baseball is, especially in this spot. Fort Hays State is 1 swing of the bat from tying it or taking the lead. Ouachita is 1 pitch away from ending it. 3-1 pitch, fouled back to the screen. Hayden battles back. Full count to Lipka. Singled his last time at bat against Braden Tucker. The 3-2 pitch, fouled out of play. Lipka stays alive to see another pitch. The 3-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. Lipka couldn't lay off of the high cheese, and he is the second out of the inning. That's a big pitch from Hayden because you had walked 1, you had runner on first base, you were behind in the count 2-0. Coach Howard, nice time to go out and settle him down, and now you get 2 outs, but still, same situation. Fort Hays State is 1 swing of the bat from tying it or taking the lead. And Jimenez could very well do that. He's already tripled today. He's responsible for the 1 run. He tripled to lead off the 6th, and then he scored. He's got to get it to the next guy for Fort Hays. The 1-0 pitch catches the bottom of the zone for strike 1. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Top of the 9th, Tigers trying to close it out. Fort Hays trying to extend it. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 2. You can hear the teams in the dugout each pitch trying to rally their troops. It's the Tigers of Ouachita trying to rally Hayden. High fly ball to center field. Bowman camps out under it, and that is a Ouachita winner. Final score, Ouachita 2, Fort Hays State 1. It's a good win to begin the 2026 season for head coach Luke Howard and his squad. Let's do the Chicken Express game recap. The final score again, Ouachita 2, Fort Hays State 1. The winning pitcher is going to be Andrew Hayden. Hayden came in and pitched 2 scoreless innings in the 8th and the 9th innings. He was in line for the win after Hudson Waits gets a pinch hit, leadoff home run in the 8th in his first college at bat, second pitch he saw, and that provided the run that Ouachita needed to get the victory. The win goes to Hayden. 2 innings pitched, no hits, no runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts in 8 batters faced. Braden Tucker got a hold. He was 1 inning pitched, gave up no runs, gave up 1 hit. The quality start goes to Chase Oberly. 6 innings pitched in his senior year, debut of his senior year. 2 hits, 1 run, that was earned. 5 strikeouts in 22 batters faced. Offensively, as we look at the line score, Fort Hays State 1 run on 3 hits, no errors. Ouachita 2 runs on 4 hits with 2 errors. Only 7 hits combined in this game. You got to think about this. Last weekend, Fort Hays State had 19 in its first game. So this was an offense that came into this weekend after a series with having 38 hits. Chase Oberly, Braden Tucker, and Andrew Hayden limited that. On the other side, you have to tip your cap to the starting pitcher for Fort Hays State, Brandon Chavez. 7 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 run, that was earned, 3 walks, and 11 strikeouts. 26 batters faced, 99 pitches in the book. The 99th was the pitch clock violation, so through 98 pitches, but great effort by Brandon Chavez. The 2 hits in the lineup for Fort Hays State came from Garrettson Cook and Justin Lipka. So that'll do it. The Tigers of Ouachita in this Chicken Express game recap. The Tigers of Ouachita defeat the Tigers of Fort Hays State 2-1 in the season and home opener for Ouachita. So they move to 1-0 in the first of 4 games this weekend. We'll be back on the air with baseball. It'll be tomorrow at 1 o'clock. If you're looking for something to do tonight and you've never watched a college swimming match, we ask you to come back to the YouTube channel, osdn.live, here at about 5:15, 5:20. Ouachita swim team will compete against Henderson State University, the crosstown rival. We'll be back on the air tomorrow at 1 o'clock for Tiger baseball. Also at 1 o'clock for Ouachita women's basketball, 3 o'clock for men's basketball, and then Sunday the series finale for Ouachita baseball at noon. That'll wrap up the Chicken Express game recap, and that'll bring this broadcast to a close. The final score, Ouachita 2, Fort Hays State 1. Would like to thank our students who helped today. Cameron Boyd, Josiah Wooten, Nate Hollis, and obviously Gavin Wallace helping us out in both here and swimming, where he will be tonight. Those are the students of OSDN who helped today, and we appreciate you watching this broadcast of Ouachita Athletics on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. For the crew, I'm Chris Babb. Thanks for joining us. It was a Ouachita winner in Game 1 of the 2026 season. Have a great rest of your Friday evening, and go Tigers.
Hi, everybody. This is John Fanta with Fox Sports and the Big East Digital Network.
Hi, this is Brad Sham, voice of the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm Nicole Auerbach.
Kevin Kugler of Westwood One.
Hi, everybody. It's Steve Braddock of the Memphis Grizzlies and Fox Sports Southeast.
Hi, this is Chuck Swirsky with the Chicago Bulls, our flagship station, 670 The Score.
This is Kyle Peterson with ESPN. This is Tom Hart at ESPN and the SEC Network. Thanks for tuning